Next on our Math During COVID-19 track, please welcome Dr. Cary, Senior Research Associate, University of Oregon. Dr. Cary will discuss iPad math instruction at home or in the classroom.
Hi, everyone. Thanks for having me here today. My name is Strand, Cary, and I am a Senior Research Associate at the Center on Teaching and Learning at the University of Oregon. I am really pleased to be here to talk to you about KinderTech iPad Math, and I really encourage you to follow up if you have any questions at all, because this is going to go fast. So before starting, I do want you to know that KinderTech is readily available. Schools and teachers just need to reach out to us and we can get you set up with pro accounts to use with your family's learning at home. And parents who might not be associated with a class but want their child to use KinderTech can download that themselves from the App Store. I also want to let you know that the handout I have uploaded has more slides than I'm showing you today. So there's additional detail in there if you want to access it. So first of all, what is KinderTech? KinderTech is a flexible and customizable system of iPad-based foundational math instruction to suit a wide variety of needs and learning contexts. And instruction is underlined there because really it is key. Our goal is to increase knowledge, not just build fluency or entertain kids. In terms of what purposes KinderTech can be used for, KinderTech was initially conceptualized as an intervention or as a preventative intervention. It is aimed at students struggling with kindergarten level math. At the same time, the youngest learners aren't always identified as having math learning disabilities, or services aren't always readily available. So by designing KinderTech purposely to meet the needs of the most struggling students, we anticipated it would be useful for most students somehow, sometime. And we've really seen that. KinderTech has seemed to be quite useful for multi-tiered systems of support and for use across different contexts. It very much can support the remote learning that we're all trying to do right now. We started developing KinderTech in 2011, and we sought to what goes on in high-quality teacher-led instruction far more scalable. So we blended principles and best practices from special education and teacher-led intervention research with engagement, motivation, and user interface practices used by gaming and software companies. We also tried to really take advantages of the affordances and the opportunities that come from one-to-one instruction and iPads, and we factored in our understanding of classroom and home constraints. All this comes together to offer engaging, customized, differentiated instruction to students. And it's nice because struggling students and on-track students can share the same instructional tool. They can both use the same thing, each have hundreds of opportunities to practice in private. That removes the stigma from students who might need extra intervention, and it eases teachers' workloads to have it all in one place. KinderTech is a three-part system, but let's start by taking a look at the app itself. I do want to emphasize that the app is a self-contained instructional tool, so students can just log on if they have an iPad and they can independently learn. That's really useful, parents, for those of you who are trying to juggle a whole bunch of different kids in the same household and different accounts and different things for the day. So this is a way to kind of give you a breather, let the child get some good instruction without you having to be right there. Here are a few screenshots from the app as the student sees it. We have a super simple yet secure login that takes students right to where they left off last time. And then instruction is provided through 51 activities or lessons based on key special education instructional design principles. Things like critical math content, customized supports, following a model lead test structure. The student knows exactly what is expected of them and has the support they need to be successful each step of the way. We use visual math models to drive home critical home concepts, and it's extremely adaptive. So all the content, the supports, the feedback, the pacing, those are really chosen by the app based on what the student is doing and has done and the levels of engagement that they're showing. How exactly that adaptivity works is shown in a slide in the handouts. The lessons themselves always work the same way, but there are different modes students can experience those through. Exploration mode is total student choice. It's untimed use. Students can work on math or the games, and they can start and stop everything at any time they want. The more structured and timed modes are probably more instructionally relevant for most people, and those use a carefully chosen lesson sequence. In sequence mode, the child works through all 51 of the activities. That ensures they have all the prerequisite skills they need as they move on to more advanced skills. But there's also the directed mode, which works similarly, except it's just excerpts of the sequence. So the teacher chooses 1 to 2 content areas that they want the child to work on. And different instructional modes are going to fit different purposes and different students. 2 slides in the handouts talk about what this might look like. The teachers in our studies have been using KinderTech in all sorts of ways, and the teachers who are using outside our study context are coming up with even more. They've been using it as an intervention with some students and free choice for maybe all the students during math time or recess. They have small group rotations. They've been using it in resource rooms. They've been teaching half the class the core instruction while the other half uses KinderTech and then flipping it. And we've also heard they'd use it for paired work between peers or with aides, for class demonstrations, for rewarding good behavior, and during COVID for distance learning. We definitely have some teachers using it right now. These screenshots show a number of different ways that students can self-monitor. And it's important to know as we go along that the app rewards a balance of perseverance and mastery. It doesn't reward bad behavior. It doesn't reward trying to get the wrong answer, but it allows adults to actually change the weighting of perseverance and mastery to cater to the child's individual needs. At the end of the session, students see their report page, the scrapbook with their pictures and stickers that they've earned throughout all their work, and they can manipulate those, and the puzzles and memory games. For the educator and parent, the app includes all sorts of reports as well as management and communication options. So the left screenshot shows the first student level at a glance report. You can also see the notes feature that allows educators to communicate with each other and with parents right within the app. On the right side, you see the report card report that teachers can export to maybe a PDF. And many of our teachers use both of those with parents during conferences. These screenshots give you a little glimpse of different settings and options that were developed during our OSEP Stepping Up Technology Grant. So things like reward timing and weighting, session length, mode, on-screen supports, and child access to different features. Educators usually find the defaults really good for most students, so they don't change settings very often. But some students have needs related to processing time and attention and motivation or particular math content, and it's really easy for students, easy for adults to customize the instructional experience for those students. The second part of the KinderTech system is the online data dashboard, and this is a feature of KinderTech Pro only. So students using KinderTech Pro have their data synced across all the different devices and viewable through the data dashboard. This makes it super easy for teachers to do all sorts of management and reporting at the group or individual levels, to see a lot more detailed data, and to collaborate with colleagues on instructional planning. And to support families and teachers during COVID, we've actually pushed out a feature that allows parents to view their child's data. Even better, if families have iPads, students can use the same account at home and at school. There are tons of reports on the data dashboard, and they're split by lesson, standard, all sorts of things, and are viewable at the student level or the class level to guide decisions about maybe grouping or class-wide instruction, which KinderTech settings you want to use. Clicking on almost anything allows the user to drill down more and to see more detail, to adjust settings and things like that. You can export and print the data if that's more helpful. And finally, we have a comprehensive website that has tons of information about KinderTech. It can really help you better understand KinderTech and choose which version to use, Basic or Pro. And it also provides access to research articles, on-demand virtual trainings, and implementation resources like quick start guides, maybe for the home and the class, videos to show your kids before you start, printables, and more. We are currently and constantly updating all those resources, so check back once in a while. Let us know if you'd have special requests, and just keep the communication lines open. Whoops, sorry. Having used this system with over 5,000 students across the US, we are confident KinderTech will work right out of the box for you. At the same time, we really encourage educators and parents to thoughtfully plan how you use KinderTech and then monitor that use and make sure it's going like you planned. It can really make an enormous difference. All I have presented today has been accomplished with almost a decade of help from colleagues at multiple institutions and companies, thousands of students and hundreds of teachers at schools across the country, 3 federal grants from the U.S. Department of Education. So if you have any questions, there's a lot of material. You can feel free to reach out to me. Thank all these funders, and a big thank you to our participants. For those of you who are interested in trying KinderTech with your students or your own kids, here's how to do it. Teachers, again, contact us on our website and we'll get you a free pro account for you and your families. And individual families using KinderTech can go to the App Store, get KinderTech Math, which is the lion icon, and it should be ready to go. With that, I will leave you with some teacher quotes as we transition to the next part of the panel. Thank you.